Hey everybody, it's Audrey. Thanks for coming to my channel today for the Summer Scrappin Series. It is day 19. We're getting really close to the end. I have two special guests today, Katrina Hunt and Cheryl Ashcraft. And Cheryl is a scrapper and has a digi store. And she and Katrina both worked with some digital files and kind of hybrid layouts today. So go check out their channels below. So speaking of digi and digital, I am using some printouts that I got from Claudia Van Ruhen. I probably totally butchered her name, but she is a designer, scrapbooker. She has designed collections before, I think for Pretty Little Studio, maybe a couple other companies. Anyway, this is a freebie that she has on her website, and I'll put the link in my description, in the description below. And it is printables of ephemera, and there's like 8 pattern papers. This is one of the pattern papers here. You can see kind of this watercoloring splatters here. And I printed out the ephemera sheets on 2 pieces of photo paper and then printed out the pattern paper just on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I didn't print it out at 12 by 12, although if you have a large format printer, you could do that. And I'm just working with the 1 pattern paper because this piece here, because I'm pretty sure that, it's got a lot of color and interest in it already. And this combined with all the little ephemera pieces, I think will make for a great page. So my photos, you can see there, are very long and tall, and I purposefully printed them that way. And I really saturated the color in the photos when I edited them because, I don't know, I just wanted the water to be really blue. So because the photos are so bold, I think working with a lighter pastel background helps the photos really pop off the page. So that's another reason why I picked this collection. I was also really wanting to play with some punches. I don't know why. I was just trying to think of something different to do, something I hadn't used in a while. Haven't used my punches. I pulled out this punch, and it says it's a Martha Stewart punch, but it really stinks. It's terrible. I don't really think it's a Martha Stewart punch. It doesn't have like the printed design on the sides that you can line it up and move it down like some of the other Martha Stewart. Maybe it's some knockoff brand, but it is not good at all. But so I have to fiddle with it and cut the edges. And I picked this particular punch because it kind of reminded me of kind of like a weavy pattern. So I also wanted to just add some interest with punched shapes, but not detract from the colors too much. So I am just going to use a piece of white scrap cardstock and punch some scalloped circles from this cardstock. And I'm not actually using the circles, I'm using the negatives. And I've cut some circles out from the ephemera sheet, so some circular elements. So I just wanted to kind of continue with the circle look here. And I love what that does. It adds a lot of, like I said, a lot of interest without really taking away too much from the design with the colors and the photos. It also kind of helps ground the photos there too, instead of just leaving them hang in space. So I took everything off once I kind of got a basic design down, and I knew I wanted to do some mixed media in the background, and I'm trying this. I must have been in a mood because I'm doing things I don't normally do, like use punches and pouring my mists on a stamping block, but I've seen people do this technique before, and I just wanted to try it. So I'm using an old glimmer mist. It's called Yellow Daisy, and I'm just kind of spreading it around with the block. I like how that spreads. I don't know if I had mentioned, I had gessoed the background already with a clear gesso, and then I'm going to go through with some yellow splatters, and I'm using yellow instead of like a teal blue because of the blue in the photos, and again, having that contrasting color I think really makes the photos pop more. I considered using this stamp. I had tried it on a piece of scrap paper with some Distress Oxide and blue, but I did not like it, and I thought maybe I could add a little bit of white over it, but it doesn't, you can hardly even see it, and you can still see I have a little bit of blue residue there. So I was trying to do some white dots over the yellow. If I really wanted to do white, I think my favorite technique for doing white is using a white background and then heat embossing with a clear embossing powder which keeps that area white, and then going back over with some ink or mist after you've heat embossed. So maybe I'll have to do that again on a page. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't heat embossed in a long time, and I love to do that. So because of where my ink ended up, I am going to move my photos and my strips over to the left a little bit more. And I'm glad I ended up doing that because it allowed me a little bit more design space here on the right to add in a couple more elements. So I'm just going to start scattering these circles around. And aren't these ephemera pieces just beautiful? I love them. The flowers on there are gorgeous. I don't use the flowers on this page because I just didn't think that this page really lent itself to florals, but I definitely want to use those flowers on another page sometime, hopefully. So I'm just cutting up a few other bits here, a couple tags, some of the circles. There's some little phrase stickers that I will get to later. Just lots of fun little things, and summary sayings too, which is nice. So the other patterns in this collection, which I didn't print off, had some orange to it, but I didn't want to bring any orange in. I love this this teal and bright yellow and pink combination for summary pages. There is also a cut file that goes with the sheet, so I could have very well done the print and cut on my Cameo, but I just thought it would be easier just to go ahead and fussy cut out all the elements that I wanted. And oftentimes when you do the print and cut, it leaves a white border around a lot of the pieces, and I don't like that a ton. I'd probably just end up cutting it off anyway, so I might as well just fussy cut it out. So I decided I wanted a couple more circles, so I just took my scrap pieces of paper and went through and punched with a punch. And I also found a couple pieces of flare that had similar colors, and I'm going to put them in here too. And so these photos are of my kiddos and my parents, their grandma and grandpa, having a chicken fight in the lake. And it was like mid to late September, which is very, very late for us to be in the lake in New York. And the water was super, super warm, and it was a really hot day. And so it was just one of those days where everybody had to get in the water. And it was so funny to watch them try to push each other and get each other off. Although I kept thinking, oh my God, this is going to end in a fight. It's my kids, and they're going to be pushing each other for fun. Yeah, it's going to end in a fight. So, but it didn't get that far. We all had fun. So I got everything laid out pretty much how I wanted it, and got an idea where things are going to go. So I'm going to start gluing some stuff down from the top down, gluing some things behind my photos, and I'm taking everything off because I want to do some stitching on the background. So I'm just layering all the little tags and bits I had behind my photos. I'm going to work backwards. My photos are a little flimsy because I don't have any pattern paper behind them, so I will add just some scrap paper behind them to make them a little bit more sturdy for when I glue them to the page. So I just did some vertical lines with some kind of, it's kind of like a sky blue color thread. It's kind of hard to see that blue here. And I'm going to start gluing these pieces back down. You saw I marked with a pencil line, just a really light pencil line, where these were going to go. And I marked in a spot where I knew the photo would cover up my pencil marks so that you wouldn't see it after. And I'll just go back and layer my photos back on now. I love those stickers, by the way, for the word fight. Those came from Pink Paisley's summer collection from last year. I can't remember the name of the collection. It might have been some surf theme name, but it was like purples and corals and peach and yellows and teal blues. Really pretty collection. Probably one of my all-time favorite summer collections. But I love those iridescent letters in the word fight. Actually, I was thinking that the how do I want to say, like the prettiness and the softness of this layout don't really go with the word fight. Like you would, you would expect to see, when you have like a soft page like this, a title that says something like, lovely summer day or something with a soft design. But nope, instead mine's going to be chicken fight, which I seriously considered maybe finding a little chicken sticker somewhere and putting it on there, but I thought that would be kind of silly. So I have a hole punch. I'm just punching some holes in these tags. And as I'm punching them, I realize they have a black protector. What's the word for those? What are these things called? Just tag protectors? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to cover up some of that black with silver. And that kind of goes with the silver in my title as well. And can I find the end of my twine? Nope. And I was going to put twine through the tags, and I was debating between white or yellow or blue. I really wanted to bring in some more blue, so I go with this kind of sky blue. I do end up changing this at the end. I don't think I show it on video. I end up going back to white for both of the tags just because, I don't know, the blue wasn't the right shade and it was just a little distracting. So I got those layered how I want. Let me finish this twine. Some of these circles I am layering flat behind. Some of them I'm popping up. And I'm just trying to arrange them so that they kind of flow diagonally across the page. Okay, so what's next? That was too far out. So I'm going to move it over a little bit. And I seriously move it over like 3 millimeters. I don't even move it over that much, but it was bothering me enough that I had to rip it out and move it over a little bit. So I'll put this title back on, and I can't remember what else I do, really. I know I go through, I know what I do. I go through and add the little phrase stickers from some of the phrases on this sheet. There's a blue one I remember that said splash, and I think the other one said like fun in the sun or feel good times or something like that. So I'll add those little phrase bits on my photos. And that corner was sticking up for some reason. I don't know. It would not stick down, so I added some more glue and a foam dot behind it. And that is pretty much it. So couple things I do that I don't show. I added some those little chevron pieces you see in the top right. I added another little cluster of a punched white strip and another circle. And then I went through and added some really teeny tiny blue sequins to help kind of bring it all together. And here comes some close-ups. And that pretty much does it for this page today. I loved working with this, this print and cut stuff. It's so fun. I love these colors. I love the patterns. I love the summery feel to this. So thank you so much for stopping by today for day 19. Only 2 more days left of the Summer Scrappin Series. So I will see you tomorrow for day 20. Thanks so much. Stay scrappy, friends.